At the end of this video, we're going to be giving away free Crumbl Cookie according to God's will, in the same way that Nephi and his brothers decided who would get the brass plates from Laban, by casting lots. Welcome to Between the Lines. In this series, we go through all of the small textual clues hidden in the Book of Mormon that are normally glossed over, but when you understand them fully, it brings the story alive. And today we'll be reading between the lines of 1 Nephi chapter 3, verses 10 and 11. Jackson?
And it came to pass that when we had gone up to the land of Jerusalem, I and my brethren did consult one with another. And we cast lots, who of us should go in unto the house of Laban? And it came to pass that the lot fell upon Laman. And Laman went in unto the house of Laban, and he talked with him as he sat in his house.
So if you remember, this is from the story of when the brothers go back to Jerusalem to get the brass plates. It says in there that they cast lots to see who should go. Casting lots in the ancient world was the way that they determined God's will. You know, rolling dice, drawing names, rock, paper, scissors.
Eeny, meeny, miny, moe.
You get the point. Even though that might sound like hocus pocus to us, in the ancient world, it was a valid form of revelation for thousands of years.
We recently had an interview with our archaeologist friend Jim Gee, where he actually had 2 dice made out of camel bone that dated back to the time of Lehi. And in it, he goes over the other instances in the scriptures where casting lots was used to make decisions.
Okay, these lots I'm going to show you are 700 to 600 BC. They're made of camel bone. And you'll see they look just like our dice, the same symbols, same everything. And all they would do is sit and roll it, and whoever rolled 7, that was God's will. Say you were a priest in the temple. Well, they had to decide all the time who was going to go behind the veil and do that kind of thing. And remember, poor Zacharias, a priest we know about in the New Testament, could never get selected till finally that one day he was called, and he rolled 7 that day. Even when Judas killed himself and they had to choose a new apostle, they cast lots. Remember Jonah, when they discovered, hey, we're in this big storm, and what's the cause of all this? Let's cast lots to see why God's punishing us. Well, who wrote 7 that time? Jonah did.
And this is just a few instances in the scriptures where casting lots was used, but there's many others. If you're like us, before learning this, you probably thought that dice were a modern invention. But in fact, the earliest known dice were found in modern day Iran, and they dated to 2500 BC. And you're not going to believe this, but they were made in the exact same way that we make our dice today.
Now, if you pick up any old pair of dice, you will find that the numbers are configured in such a way that if you take one side and its opposite, they always add up to the number 7. For example, 6 and 1, 3 and 4, 2 and 5.
The reason for this is because the number 7 has always been thought to have been a holy number.
Now, although this isn't a historical evidence that completely proves the Book of Mormon to be a historical record, it is one more example that the Book of Mormon contains many elements that fit the time period in which it takes place in.
So now that you know what it looked like when Nephi and his brothers cast lots, let's go cast some lots at BYU campus.
Now in ancient times, they usually had a little leather pouch that they kept the 2 dice in. Me, I just used my trusty pocket farkle. Let's see what we can find. Dog. Hey, do you like Crumbl Cookie?
Not really.
Not really?
No.
Okay, bye.
Okay.
Hey, excuse me. Hey, brother, can we, all right, no worries. Feel like I'm back on my mission. What's up, brother? How you doing?
Pretty good, how are you?
Do you like chocolate chip cookies?
A little bit, yeah.
Have you ever read the Book of Mormon before?
Yeah.
In 1 Nephi, when they were casting lots to see who would go into Laban's house, do you remember?
Uh-huh.
Do you know how that works, casting lots?
Not really.
Not entirely. Admittedly, I don't entirely.
No worries.
Yeah.
So a common practice is they would have 2 dice like I have in my hand right here. If you rolled a 7, it was like a holy number, and that means it was God's will for them to do whatever they were casting lots for. And we have Crumbl Cookie. And if you roll a 7, you're walking away with free Crumbl Cookie.
7's the lucky number.
Let's see.
Can I say prayer before?
I'm sorry. Okay, let's roll it. Eesh. Oof. Ooh, I'm sorry. Freak, dude. Need a 6? And he gets it! Let's go, bro. Wow. Heck yeah. It's God's will that you enjoy yourself tonight. Good to go? 7! Let's go! High five.